What's up, peoples? It's the end of August already. Can you believe it? Another month down the drain. Our life is coming to an end. We will die one day. It's also sad. You know what makes me happy? Video games. So I thought I'd give you a quick update on games I've been playing and games I've been buying over the last month. And I think I have all of them right here. So let's jump right in. Of course, the last more up-to-date one, you saw a whole unboxing of it in last week, I think. Is Akiba's Trip Undead and Undressed Director's Cut for the Nintendo Switch. This is a port of a now 10-year-old PlayStation Vita and PS3 game, which later got a port to PS4 as well. Now updated for the Switch, first of all, and also with a new route and a new ending. The original DLC already included. You can get some extra DLC, new costumes and all of that. But this is, now that I'm playing it again, I was a huge fan of it back in the day, and now that I'm replaying it, I must honestly say, I'm like 2/3 of through it right now. I'm like 10 hours in, and I want to do all the routes, all the endings, all of that. This may be one of my top 10 favorite games of all time. I'm enjoying this so much. Grinding in this is so much fun. You can level everything up to the max level, like you can upgrade. If there's a weapon you really like but it's not strong enough, you can upgrade it to the highest level. Everything is so customizable, characters are charming. Like I said, this may be one of my top 10 favorite games of all time. I thought about compiling a list of that in like the following weeks or month, to really sit down and think what are my favorite games of all time and do a top 10 list. Let me know if you're interested in that. I also got a few other like favorite games per console videos planned. So if you're excited, if you want to see a certain console, one of you commented DS, I will do that. I'll do 3DS was planned, I'll do the DS too, just for you. I don't remember your name right now, you know who you are. So look forward to that. So we have Akiba's Trip Undead and Undressed. You have to import the either Japanese or US version if you want a physical copy for the Switch. Europe got shafted, so digital only for us, but high recommendation for this one. There may be a reason that it was released over here by, I think it was Rising Star Games back in the day. And nowadays all the publishing rights to Akiba's Trip are with Marvelous itself. And there may be some rights issue that they can't release it over here. I don't know, I'm not sure, but we didn't get it physically. It made me very sad as a huge fan of the game and of the series. Before we continue with games, I want to go into another topic, and that is manga. I don't read manga a lot anymore, I don't watch anime a lot anymore, but you may know that DNAngeln is my favorite manga of all time. And we just got this brand new, they call it Shoujo Pearls re-release here in Germany. I knew a few other countries are getting it as well. I think I saw it in Italy or Spain or something on their Amazon site. It's a magical boy, like parody of the magical girl genre. Lots of fun, my favorite. There's an anime of it, which is my favorite anime of all time. And the manga is right up there as well. They have this beautiful, like, I don't know if you can see it in the light, but it's like shiny, nice shiny cover. They upgraded a few pages in there to make it full color compared to the original black and white version. Most of it is black and white, of course. But this is, if you don't know DNAngeln, it wasn't a huge series in the US, I think, but it was hugely popular here in Germany back in the day. So we got the original releases of volume 1 and 2, and this is a compiled version of both in new packaging for a new generation of readers. Interestingly enough, we never got a release of the anime over here. It was only in the UK, never released into German. So that's very sad. I hope this can spark new interest in that. So why am I rebuying it all? First of all, favorite series, need to support it, need to buy everything I can get my hands on. But another thing is the author of this, Yukiro Sugizaki, is known for taking super long breaks between chapters. And this series started in '97 and finished in, I think, 2019. So it's over 20-year span of time that she released all of her chapters. And there was this huge break between like 2013 and 2018 or so. And here in Germany, in the US, all the releases were cancelled after 2008 or so. In Germany, we actually got everything up until volume 14, which was in 13, 14, and then it wasn't continued for a while. And even in Japan, when they restarted it and finished the final chapters, they didn't release it as standalone volumes of manga. They only had it in magazines and as ebooks. And then they started re-releasing the entire series, including the final chapters, and now they're doing it with these. So if you want a physical release of the final chapters, this is the only way to do it outside of Japan at the moment. So I want the entire series complete as a set, and really, these are just beautiful. Look at them. The art style for the covers is a lot more modern compared to the old ones. But check out DNAngeln, one of my favorite, like slice of life. It starts off as a more slice of life, magical boy comedy, and goes more to an like action adventure later on in the series. Enough about that. I just want to talk a little bit about my favorite manga anime of all time. Let's get back into games. Big electronic chains, MediaMarkt, had a sale, like get 3 for 49 euros. So I looked around, are there any games I'm interested in? And yes, I wanted to get Dragon Quest Treasures over here. Because I had hoped that this would be a dungeon crawler. Since I bought it, I looked up a few reviews, and it's apparently more of a like Breath of the Wild open world action adventure game, which is fine, not quite what I had hoped it would be when it was announced. But I wanted to get this, and yeah, in the end it was like what is 49 divided by 3, like 17 euros per game. Happy to pay that for this game. So I had to look around to complete the trilogy of games I wanted to get, and I got these 2 games. Another game I had hoped to find for cheap, now I could, and then Star Ocean, The Divine Force for the PlayStation 4. There are other versions, Xbox versions, PS5 versions, but I don't have a PS5 yet, so I don't have that version. Even though PS5s have been on sale a lot lately, like 100 euros off constantly, because I've heard there are rumors that they're doing a PS5 Slim. So I'm thinking that they're trying to liquidate a lot of their older stock of PlayStation 5s and preparing for a Slim release, which I'm very excited about. Because I stood there in the store, okay, 450 for the disc model. There are a few games on it right now that I would be interested in playing. For a long time, there was nothing I wanted to get. And I'm at the point where I said, okay, the PS5 is starting to get interesting, but really, that thing is a huge battle chip, and I don't have space for it, simply. I can't put it anywhere near my TV. And that's why I don't have it. So I'm excited for a Slim model, and when that comes out and isn't a piece of crap, I will jump on that and get a PlayStation 5 finally. And I still bought the PS4 version for this, and it has a free PlayStation 5 upgrade if I ever want to upgrade to that one. Star Ocean 6 got like middling reviews, but fans seem to really like it after the, in fans' eyes, disaster of Star Ocean 5. Which I was a huge fan of, but this one, you have a jetpack to fly around in. Looks exciting. I want to play this. I'm super excited to give this a try. And the last one, because I finished Final Fantasy VII Remake, I got Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. So at one point I want to finish Final Fantasy VII, which I've only played to the part where you leave Midgard and like the first remake finishes. So I haven't played past that. But I want to finish the original and then jump into Crisis Core and the huge compilation of Final Fantasy VII that they're going on for quite a while. Yeah, so this the original PSP game upgraded with newer graphics, all of that. Interestingly enough, more of a remake than Final Fantasy VII Remake, which was more of a like reimagining of the design documents. That's what it felt like to me, that they went back to the design documents and thought, okay, not how did we do it back then, but how would we translate that to a modern game, which I'm fine with. I had a lot of fun with 7 Remake, and I'm looking forward to the sequel. And I don't know, maybe it comes bundled with the PS5 Slim. I'll pick that one up. 16 looks pretty cool as well. You know what also looks pretty cool? That's 2 old school PlayStation 2 RPGs. I've been rediscovering the PlayStation 2 lately, which you will see in a few minutes when I talk about it. But I've been picking up a couple of games for the system, and that is Rogue Galaxy and Final Fantasy XII. PlayStation 2 RPGs are super cheap. Rogue Galaxy I got for 10 euros, Final Fantasy XII I got for 5 euros. Both discs are very scratched. I managed to successfully rip Rogue Galaxy, but there's a very deep scratch on this one that I was unable to rip it successfully. There's a game store nearby that has a resurfacing machine, and I want to check that one out in the future and maybe get this one back working and buff out some of the scratches from this one. I always wanted to check this one out, even though it has like this super ugly artwork of the characters on the cover. And it always reminded me of Skies of Arcadia. And it's made by Level 5, it can't be a bad game, so I want to check that one out. This one, really, that the disc doesn't work, I just wanted this for my collection because I don't see any reason to go back to this when I can play the Zodiac Age, the newer remake with the fast forward option, like the 4X version, or the on Switch, the 16X fast forward. I don't think I could go back to this version or go back to the like old leveling system. I've never played the original, but I think I would rather play the newer version of this. So, PlayStation 2. Let's get into that. I will grab the camera and we can check that one out. I've been playing 2 PlayStation 2 games. After finishing Final Fantasy VII Remake, I thought I'd like try out like a smaller game, and I played through Katamari Damacy, which got an HD port for newer consoles, but I played it on the PlayStation 2 and had lots of fun. My first time playing it, I recommend playing it. I want to get the PS2 version, but we never got it in Europe, so I have to import it. And the sequel, by the way, the HD port also only came out in the US, so they were true to tradition. And then we got We Love Katamari for the PlayStation 2 in Europe. And that remake is getting a release over here in Europe as well. So again, they're skipping the first part for some reason. I don't know if I want to get the HD ports or the original games. I'm tending towards getting the original games and having to import the first game. Tell me what you think. I've heard the HD ports, like they don't have the English voice acting, like everything I thought was very charming about the game on the PlayStation 2. And I plan on playing the sequel as well. And I think I'll finish after that. The original creator was not involved in this series after the first 2 games of PlayStation 2. I think I'll just stop after that one. There's only so far this game concept can go. Another game was Star Ocean 3 on the PlayStation 2. So I booted this one up, and this is the game for me. This is so much fun. I'm quite a bit into it. I thought, okay, I had played Star Ocean 1 and 2 on the PSP, and then Star Ocean 5 on the PS4. I was a huge fan of Star Ocean 1 and 5. Star Ocean 2 I wasn't too big on, to be honest. And I want to check it back out with the new remake coming out later this year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to picking that one up and having lots of fun with that one. And I'd never played Star Ocean 3, so I thought before I jump into 6, I want to check this one out for the PS2. Now there are some regional differences. The PAL version, the European versions, had a like improved battle system and just a little bit of an upgraded version. The negative is that they stripped out the progressive scan mode, and it was one of those horrible 50 Hz ports that, you know, run slower and just, I don't know, I can't play those anymore. So I booted up on OPL the US PlayStation 2 version. You can see it here running in 480p progressive scan and 16:9. The game supports both. And yeah, Tri-Ace always had these technically impressive games. The Valkyrie Profile 2, for example, was one of the few games that support 1080i on the PlayStation 2. So yeah, I'm playing, it looks stunning, like the atmosphere, everything is so much fun. And the first area in the game is this tropical resort, and I'm such a fan of games that give me that summer vibe. I actually did an Instagram post about that a while ago, of like games that give me that like summer feeling, Sonic Adventure, Crazy Taxi, games like that. And I wish I had played Star Ocean 3 when I did that post, because that first area at the beach, man, this is like my favorite style of environment and game. Overall, this game is so atmospheric. There was one sad thing. I was using OPL on my PlayStation. I set up a Raspberry Pi as a server to boot the games from. For those who don't know, OPL allows you to boot games via USB or a hard drive. And like USB up here is a problem because it only supports USB 1, which is too slow for a lot of the loading time. So the loading is slower and the videos can't be streamed when you have a game with a lot of FMV, like RPGs for example. And the PlayStation 2 Slim, which is the only model I have a few of them, and I don't have an original model, doesn't have hard drive support. So another option is you can set up a Raspberry Pi or simply hook up the PlayStation 2 into your home server and then load games via the Ethernet port, which is what I'm doing because it's faster than USB. However, compatibility is not quite up there with the hard drive loading, but you know, most games I've played so far seems to have worked fine. Tulip is one that gave me a bit of trouble, but Star Ocean, there are a few like switches you have to flip to make it run properly, but it works fine. Now, one of the mistakes I made is the OPL gives you the option to have virtual memory cards, so you don't have these lying around all the time. So I was using that, and for some reason my save corrupted. I'm guessing that like the Raspberry Pi was still writing when I turned off the console, I'm not sure. But my save was corrupted and 15 hours of my life went down the drain. Yeah, that is fun. So I was sitting there, do I want to do all of that again? Should I just move on to another game? But I was enjoying Star Ocean 3 so much. I sat down and over 2 sittings went to the point where I am right now, and just all the way back there. And now I can continue. I have to level my characters a little bit because I just ran through the game. I'm doing a bit of grinding right now, just unlock the crafting system. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, playing Star Ocean 3 or having to replay a huge part of it. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. Something else I picked up is a broken PlayStation 4 controller. A friend of mine said, oh, okay, our controller broke. I tried to take it apart, like clean it, fix it, and he couldn't put it back together. He was unable to repair it and said, okay, I think this one is toast. And I said, okay, give it to me. I like tinkering with things. So he gave me the broken controller and I said, okay, it's already broken. There's nothing I can do to destroy it. But I want to sit down and try to put this back together, clean it out, maybe try to fix it. I'll see what works and what doesn't. So yeah, nothing to destroy. I like having broken electronics that, you know, I like tinkering. I've taken apart quite a few controllers and consoles in my life. So I'm interested to see if I can do something with this one. And that's basically it. That's all I've been doing. Drinking tea, lots of work lately, sadly. No time. Like on the train, I've been playing Akiba's Trip. But you know, at home, there's a lot of preparations for lessons. The school year is starting again. And as a teacher, that means lots of preparation, lots of planning, and just going slightly back into it, only having time to sit down and play games over the weekend. But that's what life is. That's how you finance buying fantastic games like Akiba's Trip and Star Ocean 3, which I'm hunting for a copy for right now. So I'm fine with the PAL version just to have it in my collection. But you know, I would prefer the US version because of the like actual progressive scan support. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. See you in the next video. What did you play, buy, and like over the last month? Let me know. Oh, by the way, the month is not over yet. Over the next week, there will be, that's already September, I think. On Friday, Mal Kingdom. The Mal Kingdom collection is released on the Switch and PS4, which has the Rhapsody sequels, part 2 and 3, which never got a translation back in the day for the PlayStation 1 and 2. So they're re-releasing that on modern consoles, translating them for the first time. You saw that I played a Rhapsody 1 on the Switch. I really loved that one. So I'm excited to play some of these games that we never got back in the day. Excited for that one, playing some old school games, finally translated. That's what life is all about. So that's the last game I'll be picking up this month or, over the next week. Goodbye, Wiz. By the way, he's from DNAngeln. I had him commissioned by an artist on Twitter I really like, Melted, if you know that account. And yeah, he did this fantastic Wiz from DNAngeln. There he is. Look at him. Alright, see you next time.